Fossils are the remains or imprint of an ancient living thing. Examples of fossils include dinosaur bones and shells. Paleontologists are the people who have the job of finding, digging up, and studying fossils to learn about the ancient plants and animals. These bones have been in the ground for millions of years and are no longer smooth and white, but rough and textured. We are going to create our own fossils collage by tearing paper to replicate how the bones would look when they come out of the ground. This project is all about creating texture. You'll need a white piece of paper, a piece of cardboard or like the back of a cereal box, a pencil, scissors, glue stick, black, brown, orange, and red crayons, and a white crayon as well. The first step in this project is to create the paper that will be torn into bones. Use a black crayon to draw angled lines on your white piece of paper. Just think about getting a little bit of black everywhere. When we tear this paper up, you won't necessarily see the pattern, so just think about filling in some of those blank spaces. Use a brown crayon, and I'm using a different kind of pattern. I'm doing more blot patches, and I'm just adding more texture. Remember, these bones have been in the ground for millions and millions of years. They are no longer clean and perfectly formed. We want to show that with this texture on our paper. Now we need to texture the background paper, which represents all the dirt and rock that these bones have been sitting in. Add areas of orange, red, and brown scribbles to give the paper additional texture. A large part of this project is creating the textures, so take your time and really overlap your colors. Go over them multiple times. The more you add, the better it will look. Use a dark brown or black crayon to add crooked lines that look like cracks in the rock and dirt. When you have both of your textured papers, you're ready to begin the collage. On the back of your white paper, begin drawing dinosaur bones. I'm drawing these here. You can just follow along, and we're just going to fill the page with different dinosaur bones. When we're done, we'll tear these out, so they don't need to be perfect shapes, but this will help you as a guide for what kind of bones you want to create. When your dinosaur bones are roughly mapped out, the next step is to begin tearing those shapes out. That's right, folks, I said tearing. For this project, I want to encourage you to not use scissors. Scissors, I know you guys can use now, but tearing is going to give us the look and the feel of these bones that we really want, because remember, they've been in the ground a long time. You can, of course, peel away different layers slowly. So tearing different areas. See, I'm going back in till I get the real shape that I want. Do not worry if a bone maybe rips or is broken. That happens. When paleontologists find these bones, they are not perfect, not in any way. You also don't have to worry about getting all the small bones. For this foot, I'm not going to do those little ones right now. I'll use the scraps of my paper at the end. Before we glue our collage down, I'm just taking a black marker, or you can use a crayon, and adding dark details where like the eye socket would be, where the nostrils would be. I'll also do the same thing for the pelvic bone, just so that I have a greater sense of what these bones are. Arrange the bones on your background paper. Fossils shift and move in the ground over the years, so the arrangement does not need to look like a skeleton. It definitely can, and you'll see I'm going to do that in a rough way, but use your imagination. If there's a big space that's blank, you can add more bones. As promised, I'm using the scraps from my paper to create the toes. All that's left is to glue the bones to the background when you are happy with your collage.